This is Solo P1. Welcome to episode 8 of the Debrief. Get that on there, that screen on. Episode 8 of the Debrief. Canadian Grand Prix. I'll be back in a minute after this.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes the chicane, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
There you go, Solo P1. And today I am joined with my co-Qs, my partner in crime, TOTO. Abba! There you go, TOTO Hammer. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, man, it's going good. It's going good.
You look tired. Had a long day?
No, I'm still good.
Okay.
I've had a long day. I've been training a lot, but I'll still get through the video.
Good, man. So, what do you think? I know we talked about this yesterday in the Grand Prix, but what strategy should we talk today? Should we talk about pick a team and we can pick it? We can talk about it.
The Mercedes strategy was good over the safety car incident, and they had to pit in early. That was a good strategy.
Could talk about Russell and that, yeah. How they could have done and work together. You want to do that one?
Let's do them. I want to talk about the strategy. You know, whether when the safety car came out and the ones who pitted early knew you never.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Mercedes blinked first, and then Russell.
Go for it. Go for it. We're gonna talk about it. Go for it. Go on.
So yeah, man, the race was going all smooth. Hamilton went up to second, good start.
Brilliant start.
And then the safety car hit. I don't know who crashed out, but who's it crashed out again? Who caused the safety car at the beginning?
I don't even know. I can't remember.
Someone crashed out at the beginning of the race, and the safety car came out, and then the first one to blink, of course, was Max Verstappen because he was in front. And then Hamilton.
No, I think it was no, there was no. The only safety car that came out, there was Logan broke down at lap 7.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
That's when the safety car came out.
Yeah.
And then everyone started to pit, and everyone started to pit early for like the mandatory pit stop. And then I think that's what benefited Mercedes in that way. Of course, during the race, Hamilton got overtook by Alonso.
Yeah.
But still, we got fastest lap. Hamilton, and I think it was a really, really good strategy. He got him a podium. Yeah. Didn't get second, but still got him a podium. And the car's good. And I think linking to strategy-wise.
Yeah, so hold on for a minute.
Usually,
Do you think that what was it? Aston Martin had the best strategy?
What was the strategy again?
I think there was. Yeah, I think when Lewis had the medium at the end, Alonso had the hard. So I think because they pitted twice, I think they started at medium. They went medium, hard.
Oh yeah. I think they happened to start the hards.
The medium. He went medium, and then he came in for the hard, and then he went back to the medium again. So Hamilton done medium, hard, medium. Alonso done
medium, hard, medium.
Medium, hard.
Yeah, and the only ones after the safety car to stay out was the two Ferraris, Sainz and Leclerc, which I think
Russell,
because
Russell came in. Remember, because basically Russell, the thing with Russell is him and Lewis Hamilton could have played a brilliant strategy on Alonso, in my opinion. It may not have worked out, but he could have. There was a chance that they could have worked out. They could have worked together. Alonso was the meat in between the two Mercedes, the meat between the sandwich. You had Lewis Hamilton, behind him had Russell. Russell just had a little bit more composure because he put it in the wall, right?
He went to do with the car. Ever since his car just started to slow down.
He put the car in the wall, and because to me he's got a heavy-footed. He's too heavy-footed on the throttle, so he came in, and if he would have just had a little bit more composure, I think him and Lewis could have had a strategy with Alonso. But when Russell went out, when he came into the pits and put the hard tyres on, he kind of came back into the race. I think it was lap 7 or 8. He done like he came up to
Did come back,
to P8. He came up to P8 and everything was going all smooth. But because of the incident where what he had before, his brake ducts were wearing off. You know, his brake ducts. So he was having
even then, because like ever since he crashed,
your car's never going to be the same.
Stay bottom.
Yeah.
Stay bottom. And look, the way he hit that sausage curb going into the turns, it was just unbelievable. I think it was too aggressive from Russell. Hit the big sausage. You know how Canada is at the sausage curbs. There's a chicane at the end, and the sausage curbs there.
Yeah.
And there's one that little turning. And look, as soon as you hit them sausage curbs, your floor gets all unbalanced. Your car also gets unbalanced, and then you just go everywhere as soon as you hit the curbs. For me, I would get rid of the sausage curbs, but that's just me because
they're not going to get rid of the sausage curbs. There was
what makes the track.
Remember,
Yeah,
I think that was Russell's problem because the reason why they pulled him in because his brake ducts were wearing off. You know, his brakes they were kind of getting warm, and it was they had to retire the car. But I thought Russell done good to come back. I thought when he came in, had his hard tyres, I think he could have done a one stop. He probably would have done a one stop. The reason why Lewis got a better start than Alonso, in my opinion, is because he was on the cleaner side of the grid. He was in 3 because remember Hockenberg was originally in 3 and Lewis was in 4th. But because Hockenberg had a 3-place grid penalty, that brought Lewis into 3rd place and he was on the cleaner side of the grid. So Alonso was on the dirty side of the grid. So you could see at the beginning that as soon as it was instant lights out of the way we go,
Hamilton got
straight away. That's the benefit of being because with Canada, we all know with the Canada, the straight is very small. From down to the first turning, it's very small. So it is it's a bit like Monaco. It's kind of short like Monaco. So what you reckon?
I know, man. Look, Monaco. I don't know. I think Monaco got the shortest straight. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Monaco has. But that's second. I think Canada's second.
I think the longest straight on the calendar has got to be something from like Saudi Arabia. Or
Baku's the longest. Baku's got the longest
Yeah.
straight. Actually, Saudi Arabia's just beat that. But I'm on about when it goes lights out the way we go, the shortest to the first turn.
Oh yeah,
that's Monaco.
That's
Second, it's Canada.
That's Monaco. You can't even overtake up Monaco.
No, it's not about overtaking. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is
Canada's got a wider straight, which allows
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm talking. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the first to the first when it goes lights out of the way we go, right? The first turn. So basically, when it goes start, look, when you start, say for instance, let's think of a start. Who's got a big Mexico? When Mexico goes lights out the way we got at the beginning, Mexico's got a big, massive straight and sparse, so there's a chance of a kind of a slipstream. But with Canada and Monaco, there's no slipstream. Soon as it goes lights out the way we go, couple of yards and you're on the first corner. So the first one to the first corner in Monaco basically wins. In Canada, obviously there's more overtaking, but it's still a short to the first corner. So if Lewis had a faster car than Alonso, if Lewis would have had the faster car than Alonso, as soon as he got his nose in front, that would have been Lewis in second. But obviously, because of Canada, he's got a couple of good straights here and there. Alonso could creep back upon Lewis. You know what I'm saying?
Aston Martin's also got the faster car, in my opinion.
Right, he just had a better setup.
Is it? I know, but look, I know. I think you say they're the same. They are the same.
I think they're the same. I was on Peter Windsor. I was on Peter Windsor's podcast the other day. And I put a question out to him when he was doing the live review, and I said, "Which car's got the fastest car?" It was today, actually. Well, not today. It's late now. It was yesterday, and I spoke to him. I just sent the message. I said, "Who's got the fastest car, Mercedes or Aston Martin?" And he goes, "Neither." At this point, he goes, "The only thing with Aston Martin, their car suited that track more, just like in Spain." The car suited the Mercedes more, but this track, because plus they had the upgrades, he said their upgrades were better. But in the next track, which will be in Austria, I think Mercedes, and I think they're going to bring a small upgrade. But Silverstone, when I spoke to Toto Wolff after, I spoke to Toto Wolff, and Toto Wolff said, hopefully in Silverstone we can try and get a first race win, because it's all about the setup. I think that the Mercedes car is just as fast as Aston Martin. It's the fact that holding back on these upgrades because I want to nail it at Silverstone. That was the plan all along. That's just my opinion. Not saying.
They don't want to. They don't want to let. Can't let Max win Silverstone.
No.
We can't do it. Listen, all these tracks here, like these tracks, Mercedes are doing decent setups and actually getting somewhere. They're getting podiums after podiums now. Beginning the season, absolutely nowhere. The car was slow, everything. But now coming up to Canada, and you know how good Hamilton is at Canada. Hamilton can make the most out of this car. He's won Canada 7 times. So there you go. And I think the setup today, you could say that Aston Martin had the better setup, but look, Mercedes has still got a lot to offer. I think, and then come back to our point, the car is ready for Silverstone. Because you know how Silverstone is.
Yeah.
It's a balanced track. Mercedes used it for a test track. Remember? I think that's Mercedes' test track.
Loads of teams use it.
Yeah. And it's just an all-round balanced track. They've got straights, they've got fast bends, they've got slow bends, they've got hairpins.
Exactly.
Look, whatever the Silverstone to offer, they've got everything. Yeah. And I think Mercedes is setting up their car for Silverstone to beat Max. They can't let Max be,
I know. Do you know Max has never won Silverstone? Not in a proper race.
Exactly.
I think he won the sprint race. I think he done a sprint one. But, the actual race on a Sunday, I don't think he's actually won it.
Look, the race on Sunday is what matters. The sprint doesn't really mean anything.
No.
What goes down in the history books is the Sunday race. That's what goes down in the history books. Not the sprint race. The big race, the main race overall. That's what goes down. And look, if you won the sprint race, whatever, it's about the main race. And I think when Mercedes gets to Silverstone, it will pay off.
I know.
I think next race is definitely going to get a podium. I'm putting on it. They're definitely going to get a podium, but this race, it's just you can see where Hamilton is at the moment. I think the strategy was good when hard medium, so it had the softer tie at the end.
Yeah.
But the long strategies was also good by Alonso. We know what Alonso's like. Always chooses the hard strategy, always goes long. But look, Hamilton and Alonso are the best time management in the game.
Oh yeah.
They are the best team time management.
Who used to be good in time management? Used to be really good in time management. Ricardo.
Oh yeah.
He used to be good at time, and Kimi as well. I remember Kimi done 40 laps at Silverstone. I think it was 2018, which I was there. And I remember Kimi Räikkönen, I think he done nearly 40 laps. No, it was Hockenheim, I think. No, it was Silverstone. No, Hockenheim. He done nearly 40 laps. Yeah, on his tyres. So I would definitely put up.
I think didn't Hulkenberg or one of the Haas drivers went to the last lap of the race and pitted, or was it Albon?
I think that
one
was
of those.
Yeah, you're right. It was one of them. Yeah, I remember. I think it was Roman Grosjean.
Grosjean did it once, but this season, they lasted. One of the Haas drivers lasted about until the last 2 laps, and then they pitted.
I can't remember.
It was this season. It was this season.
Oh.
Well, I think it was Hulkenberg that lasted till the last lap, then pitted. He had to pit.
Yeah. I can't remember, bro.
It was this season, definitely. I think it was 1 or 2 races ago where Hulkenberg went full race distance on one tyre, and then they never pitted.
Oh.
It was this season, I'm telling you.
I believe it. I just can't remember. I'm a bit distracted, so I'm doing these overlays. The other overlays at the bottom. That's why I'm trying to get you to talk. It's an old trick of streaming.
Yeah, look, I think as it stands now, I think who's further the constructors? I think Mercedes are second in constructors, and Hamilton's about 5th or 6th in the drivers. But the constructors can still up for grabs. The constructors, it's not over yet. No. Perez is dropping points. Verstappen's the only one that's getting the wins at the moment. Perez is dropping. His car's in the toilet. Mercedes'
Did you see that interview? I think it was the press conference yesterday. I watched it with it was Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez. No, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and Alonso. And it was talking about Lewis. You know what made me laugh? And Twitter blew up. You know how Twitter is, how people do get so defensive. It was on Twitter, and some they asked Lewis, what do you think of being on the podium again? And he says it's an honour to share a podium with these two drivers. And Twitter blew up just because he said it was an honour. Oh, it was a bit strange for him to say because Max was there. But listen, I said to some person on there, one of my friends on Twitter, I said it's just a reverse. It's mind games, reverse psychology. It's reverse psychology that Lewis he's not going to turn around and say, "Oh, it's an honour to share the podium with Alonso." Is it just Alonso and Max is standing there? Because if he goes out and says, "Look, it's an honour to share the podium just with Alonso," yeah, people are going to go, "Oh, hater, hater, hater." He knows how people are, and they'll be the first person to call him the N-word, whatever, even though he doesn't care. So he said it was an honour to share the podium with Max Verstappen and Alonso. And I just said to my mate on Twitter, I go, look, it's a reverse psychology thing. He said it, that doesn't mean he means it. People say stuff and they don't mean, So just take it with a pinch of salt. Got people on Twitter pulling their hair out. I'm going to unfollow Lewis. He's not my friend anymore. He's a sellout.
Oh, yeah, I saw that around as well.
I heard something else about it as well.
I heard someone in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, Lewis Hamilton might get 4 for this." I don't think. And lots of Mercedes fans are now turning.
No, that's something else you're talking about. You're talking there's something else what's going around in Twitter, which I haven't really.
There's some Mercedes fans that are turning.
It weren't about that interview though. It's about something else. I haven't really looked into that.
He's posted something on the line and now it's just gone viral.
Yeah, it's not that one. It's not that one with the interview. That was yesterday. I'm on about people was talking about that interview yesterday, said, "Oh, it doesn't really mean it," and people were just basically getting stressed about it. But that thing, what you're talking about, what's going online, I haven't really got into that yet. Really looks into it. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. There's something that he said, or something today that he said about something. I haven't really looked into it. That's why I'm not really going to talk about it because this is a debrief, it's not about that.
Yeah, I know. We need to get into the strategy and that.
He's talking about he said something and then someone said they're going to unfollow him or something. People just take it too personal. Anyway, so, when I'm going to go back to Russell now. When Russell, before Russell broke down and, when he had to come in and put the hard tyres on, I think it was lap 7, he came in and they had the safety car. Do you think that Russell could have done a one-stop on them tyres? When he pitted, mediums. I think he started me, because I think he came into the pits at lap 7, and you think when he came, I think it was lap 7 he came into the pits. Now it was Logan had a critical safety car.
Hamilton went into the pits because the safety car blinked first.
I'm trying to think when did Russell crash his car? Because the race day, Lewis had a good start. Turn 3, Russell tried and Alonso didn't work. Magnussen just avoided collision. Lap 7, Logan and had a critical car, safety car. Max Gaines under the safety car. Yeah, it was safety car around about lap 7. I think Russell came in and he went from medium to hard. And when he came onto the hard tyres, he made his way back up to P8 because all the Ferraris and all them didn't pit. So I was thinking, do you think that he could have stayed on them tyres?
Russell, look, Alonso did it because he did the medium hard strategy, and it was actually a good strategy because, of course, hard tyres can last really, really long at Canada. And especially how small Canada is, the hard tyres could actually benefit here. Yeah. And you know what I like, but again, it's down to tyre strategy of how you can manage the tyres. Look, if he gave Hamilton or Alonso a pair of medium tyres, it could probably last about 30 to 40 laps. You know what they're like about tyre strategy. But look, George Russell could have done it, but I think, in my opinion, it's down to the driver or what the tyre life is in the tyres. Say if the tyre life is 30 to 40, probably go to like 35 laps and pit, something like that. So it's probably down to the tyre life of the tyres or maybe the skill of the driver. I think
he would have tried.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he would have tried to make that one stop because at least then he would have tried and got decent points. But with Russell, he needs to calm down. Right? He needs to calm down. And because I mentioned this on my video 2 weeks ago in Spain when I done my live reaction, he's started to make mistakes. Slowly starting to make mistakes. And I don't want him to get into that situation where he's compromising Lewis and the team for the constructors. Because there's one thing I'll say about Bottas, he was solid for the constructors.
Yeah.
He was solid. Now, he knew where his place was. I know, look, I don't blame Russell, okay? I do not blame Russell for coming forward and wanting to be noticed, okay? But he needs to realise his teammates with Lewis Hamilton, potentially one of the greatest drivers that ever to even got in a Formula One car. He's in the top three, okay? Senna, Schumacher, Hamilton. I put Hamilton second, Schumacher third, but he's in that conversation, okay? He needs to just relax, play the game, support the team. Don't go for sneaky moves where he goes, oh, I got sweat in my eye. It looks like it's raining. Just relax, play the game, and learn from the greatest, Lewis Hamilton. That's all he needs to do. If he's got a chance to win a race, go for it. But don't. And I think the commentators, which I'm gonna brief over the commentators just briefly. They egg him on. And they say, "Oh yeah, look, you're getting points off of Lewis. Good. Look, very good." And it eggs him on, and because he's young, it kind of influences him. I think he should just relax. He's in Mercedes. He's there. Lewis is not going to drive forever. When Lewis retires, he'll be the main driver, and he'll get all the best strategy, and he'll win a world title. That's what he should do. He should just relax. What do you think of that? He should just relax because he's starting to make mistakes.
George Russell, man, look, when he first had his start for Mercedes, he was good. But at the end of the day, that's one race, and you need to see how he is in the fourth quarter of a season. And his consistency,
Welcome, Jordan.
He has to improve. And it got me it got me cracking up laughing, saying, "Oh yeah, George Russell's better than Hamilton." Nowhere near. George Russell hasn't got the consistency to be on Hamilton's level. Hamilton's way better consistency. Plus, he's been doing it for years and years. 8-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton. And they're saying that Russell's better. Look, I'm just going to keep everything in the conversation. But I think when you were talking about earlier about the safety car, lap 8, the virtual safety car came out. And then you were talking about, I think, Verstappen gained about 1.3 seconds in the safety car.
Yeah. What happened with that? He gained a second and a half. He gained a second and a half in the first safety car, and nobody addressed it. I saw a few people on Twitter address it.
Brundo even mentioned it as well.
Yeah, what did Brundo say again? What did Brundo say?
Saying Hamilton should, Mercedes should try to look at it.
Yeah. What happened to that? What was that?
I know. It's just the way the FIA is, isn't it? Because you know what the FIA is like, always in Hamilton, the Verstappen side. There was also one point in the race where I think Gasly started on the soft tyres, but then the soft tyres weren't actually good in this race.
Yeah.
It started to get more hotter. And I think, look, whoever started on the soft tyres this race, I think Gasly started on the soft tyres. Don't know if he didn't, but he definitely did start on the soft tyres, and it didn't really last long on the soft tyre. Look, soft tyres are usually made for qualifying now. You don't really see people starting on with softs.
Yeah.
You always see them starting off with medium or hards. Because there's no point starting out with softs unless you start from the back and you want to cut through the back easily and try to go for a 2-start strategy or a 3-start strategy. But if you're going for more of a one-stopper, you from the lesson that you pitch strategy, people usually start on the hards or mediums. To me, if I want less pit time, I'll go in. I'll probably stick with the hards, but yeah, man. You don't really see people start with the softs anymore.
No. I'm going to. It depends if they're doing a 2-step strategy, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm going to play this video. This is about. I'm talking about now. Lando Norris's penalty, his 5-second time penalty. I think he was holding up. He was holding up someone on the. In the pit lane. obstruction. They said it was obstruction. He got a 5-second time penalty, and he's left surprised. So I'm going to play it. Okay, I'm going to play the audio. Can you hear the audio when I play it?
Yeah, I can hear it. So I'm just trying to catch the dragonfly. Be back in a minute.
Oh God, dragonfly. A dragonfly. A dragonfly. Okay. So I'm going to play this video. Lando Norris is left surprised.
Oh, Lando, let's start with the 5-second penalty that the FIA or the stewards decided to give you because they thought you were backing up the pack to help the team double stack at the pit stop. So just tell us your thoughts and what was going on at that moment.
So why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arsenal was backing up the pit lane. That's
yeah,
what
it
he
doesn't
said.
make sense to me. I was, 4 seconds behind my delta, which everyone quite often is. It was too early to box from what we were planning to do, so I wasn't planning to box in the first place. And then I got a call just before the pit entry. So, yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't know. The guys didn't tell me until just now. Yeah, it just makes sense to me. So, unfortunately, the rest of the race I was very happy with. Good overtakes, good racing a lot of the time.
Yeah, he had a good race.
I don't think we quite had the pace, but made the most of it, and it was some fun overtakes. So I was happy with how it went.
Didn't feel particularly slow then when you were behind the safety car.
Got the dragonfly.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but everyone, of course you go slow and you go quick and you speed up. You want to keep the temperature in the tyres. So
Obstructing someone in the pit, holding up the pit.
It wasn't like I
You
was
know, when he
10
went for the
seconds
pit
behind my
under the
delta,
safety
so
car, they said he was obstructing.
If it's
He said he's surprised.
The delta difference, then I probably should be. Most people should be given penalties for the last 3 years or 4 years. So I'm a bit confused. But
He's confused with the penalty.
Nothing I can do. I slowed down to try and warm up the tyres a little bit, and then as soon as they told me to box, I pushed and tried to go in as fast as I can.
On the positive though, there are some fantastic overtakes as you mentioned, particularly into turn 10. In the style of send it. I mean, we were saying that you were sending it a lot around the track today. Did you enjoy that side of it at least?
I did.
What's
actually.
that noise?
It was a struggle. Like nothing was easy.
I'll put on my telly.
Like it was always just making the most of like one opportunity that I would have, even with like Ocon on the last lap and things like that. So I did the best I could, and it was good fun having those overtakes and wheel to wheel. So tough race, but I guess like still managed to fight through a little bit, which was nice.
Lando needs to leave McLaren.
So I guess positive. The pace was a bit better maybe than
Simple.
not what we were expecting, but the last few weekends. So hopefully we can take some steps forward next time out.
Oh, Lando.
That was Lando Norris interview. That was after the Montreal race, 5-second time penalty, taking it on the chin. He's surprised he got a penalty, but it is what it is. Lando, he's got nothing to worry about. When I see Lando Norris, I just see Red Bull. I see him going to Red Bull, and I see Charles Leclerc going to Ferrari. No, Charles Leclerc going to Mercedes in the future. So I thought Lando had a decent race. He
got a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
for holding up the pack. He said he's
conduct.
confused. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, that's it really. That's what we got to talk about. The debrief. I thought at the beginning of the video, it was mainly about Mercedes. This week, probably next fortnight when we have Austria. Depends who's got the best strategy in Austria. We'll probably pick.
They're one of the midfield teams.
Yeah, we'll pick. Depends. Yeah. We'll pick one of the midfield teams. Depends. We can just pick. We can put it in a hat, and then we can just pick
Who
one.
you want, really.
Yeah, but we don't. I'm not just gonna pick a midfield team if they don't do nothing. I need someone who's got. I want. Who had a very good strategy, and that's the one I really should have talked about today. Was Williams with Albon. I'm going to talk about it.
Qualifying.
With the qualifying, the way he came out on the tyres early before it started raining, and in the race as well. I thought the Williams looked good in the race.
Soft tyre heated up.
Very good. Very good. And I thought Albon is showing some promise with Williams. Dane Bowers going there, showing promise.
You've got the brains.
Yep, Albon lucky finished 7th place. 7th place. And where did his teammate finish? He didn't finish today because he had DNF. But
Albon didn't finish a race.
Albon showing some promise with that Williams. He seems like he's in harmony with that car. And you know what? Good for him, Albon. He went there. They wasn't really good last year, but this year they're showing something. They got the ex-Mercedes guy, James Bowers, there behind as the team principal. Obviously, he wasn't team principal at Mercedes because that was Toto Wolff. But now he's team principal, and he's showing, and you could see his brains coming in. It was perfect. I just love how they've done it with the qualifying. That's what you do when you're an underdog. You come out first before the rain comes down. You don't talk on the radio and say, look, oh, when's the rain coming? You go out there and get your lap in. You get your banker lap in. Yeah. And that's what they did. And I'm respect to the Williams. And I'm glad Williams is doing well. And I thought that was a good strategy. But anyway.
Williams is a historic team end of the day.
Of course. So I'm going to end it there. See ya for the next debrief, which is going to be in Austria. We're going to be doing probably, hopefully this week, maybe not tomorrow, no videos tomorrow. Probably Wednesday, we're going to be doing some football news. If concrete news comes through, I'm not going to talk about fake. I'm not going to talk about fake transfers. I'm not going to do that. I want some credible sources. Okay? When I get some credible sources, I will report it on the channel, and that will be coming up probably Wednesday. But thanks for watching this video of the debrief. Thanks, Jordan, for joining the chat. Thanks for the 7 likes. Thank you very much for watching. Absolutely amazing for watching the debrief. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it 100%. 100% appreciate it. So this is, let me just leave with my music on, man. You know I was going to leave my music on.
No, of course.
Ding, if it can load up. There you go. Yeah, but thanks for the...
Thanks for everyone joining, man.
Thanks for joining, man. I don't know about that music, but I'll just play that one. Thanks for joining. See you later, guys. This is my intro. See you later, guys. Bye.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes into gain.
I'm back again.
On the brakes, Leclerc